Why this week? Why did Joe Biden change his mind about running for president this week? Of all weeks to do it, why this week? Let's find out in the cards. These source cards were once known as the Book of Life. They come out of the Tree of Life and the Flower of Life. This is an ancient language of life to help us understand the reality of life on Earth. This 30th week of the year, from July 21st to July 27th, is symbolized by the 30th card in the deck. That is the Four of Diamonds. We'll get back to what that means in a little bit. Based on his date of birth, in the source cards, Joe Biden is born to play the King of Hearts. He's born to be a leader of people. It's right there in the cards. But what's going on right now for Joe Biden? Let's head on over to the source cards website and find out. Right there on the home page, that's where you can look up your birth card and personality card. When you go to the growth tab in the navigation and navigate to the right now reading, that's where you can find out what's going on right now. With your subscription, you can look up as many people as you want. You could find out what's happening with Donald Trump right now, as well as, of course, finding out for yourself and your friends and family what's going on in your life right now. When we do that for Joe Biden, after we enter his date of birth, here's what we see. In his right now reading, when we flip over his 52-day card, we see that right now he has the Seven of Clubs in play until August 6th. And this 52-day cycle began on June 15th. That's when the last cycle ended, which was a Jupiter cycle, a blessed cycle, and marked by the Four of Diamonds, interestingly enough, which means stability. And isn't that what all the pundits said? It was a sure bet that Joe would still run for president. He was stable. His mind was stable. Everything was stable. That's what they told us. Well, it was true until June 15th. And then everything changed when he entered his Saturn cycle, marked by the Seven of Clubs. So let's break it down for a moment. From June 15th to August 6th, Joe Biden is in his Saturn cycle. And when did the presidential debate happen? On June 28th. Near the beginning of this cycle. And that's when everything turned for Joe Biden. Everything pivoted around the outcome of that debate. And Saturn is the health coach. So what happens during this period would affect his health and well-being. So let's read about Joe Biden's Seven of Clubs and Saturn. 7 is the number of a pivotal adjustment, and clubs represents the mental energy of life, the ideas and words that become our shared language and culture. So in this 52-day period, along comes an important adjustment to your way of thinking, which can mean a complete pivot of your mindset. How wonderful! But if you're attached to certain ideas or expectations, then an adjustment to your thinking could appear in your mind as unwelcome, annoying, or even tragic. And that is what's happening for Joe Biden right now. Then when we scroll down and flip over his yearly card, we see that he has the Jack of Hearts as his card of the year, which means making a loving sacrifice for someone or something you love. So we can be cynical about why he's dropping out of the presidential race now, but it is in the source cards for him to be making a voluntary personal sacrifice this year. Now, get this. On Sunday, the 21st, the day that Biden's withdrawal letter from the presidential race was published on Twitter, Biden's personal card that day was the Two of Hearts. And if you were to look up in my book, The Life Path of One Donald J. Trump, you would see that it just so happens that the Two of Hearts is the lifetime Pluto card for Trump. So from Trump's lifelong perspective, that announcement on that day would have been quite a plutonic bomb drop. You can't make this stuff up. And oh yeah, right, it is a Four of Diamonds week this week, the 30th week of the year. So this is the week that everything gets organized and squared away. And for months, people have been speculating about whether or not Joe Biden will run or drop out. Well, this week, you have your answer. The foundation is set. The bed is made. What will happen next week? Follow the source cards for more illuminating content.